Yeah.
Hey, what up? Look at
Hello.
us. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. Can you hear me good? Hold on.
Yes.
Let
Can you hear
me
me? Because I have my AirPod in, but I only have one in.
hold on. Let me do the same. Mic check 1 2. What is? If you hear me?
Yes, yes. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me good?
Okay. Yep. Perfect.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right. I'm gonna have to hold my phone because I don't have my holder yet. So it is what it is.
No, this thing is clutch. Oh, I love this holder.
Yeah, I need a holder.
I'm just
I'm
not
def-
trying to show my laundry in the background.
Yeah, I'm trying to have like a drop
Hey,
right
Blair.
here.
I have some people who are joining in. Hey, Blair. I told everybody about this because, girl, today is going to be good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, I've been pumped for this since we decided we were going to do this. I've just been super pumped. So let's give
All
people
right.
some more time to come on in before we
All
start
right.
getting
I'm
into
gonna
the
put it down then,
goods.
real quick. I'm gonna put everybody down real quick.
I'm going to get into them good, juicy details and things.
Since
All
you
right.
know niggas is handicapped
Did
right
you
now,
listen
I
to
gotta.
that song I told you to, though?
Fuck! I think I did a little bit, but I didn't really finish it.
Oh,
We could play it
girl.
right now, real quick. Let's do it real quick.
Yes,
Hold up.
yes.
Let's do that real quick. This motherfucker.
All right.
Wait, did he drop like an album?
No, he dropped a diss track with Rick Ross in response to the Red Table Talk. Yeah, and they named it Entanglements. Like, ooh, when we get into that, because that red table talk was serious. That was some serious. That didn't even look good on her behalf either.
Keeps
Like,
connecting to all my stuff. Yeah, I want to hear the song. Hold up.
yeah, nothing much put on right now.
Oh, you're
Freaking
playing it?
commercials.
Perfect.
Yeah, freaking commercials. You don't own the rights to any music in the background.
Put up, put up, put up, put up, put up. All right, I'm
Yeah,
hearing it for the
Stephanie, you
first
you
time.
saw the track. He had no chill for sure. It is popping.
That I gotta connect my AirPod. It's not connecting. All right, we're good now. Sorry,
You're
gotta do a
good.
mic check.
Yo, Rick Ross just goes in. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, that's how we're feeling. Okay, cool. I just think that it is just, it goes hard. I just think that situation itself is interesting, but we'll get into it.
All right. Just featuring Rick Ross?
Yeah. Right, Karina, thank you. It's called that Monet hair. Right, Karina? Thank you.
Word.
She was like, it looking good. Yeah, this is Monet hair.
Oh shit.
But this. Yo, he just went in. He was like, there's no talking when he sees her. He just breaking that back. Like, whew. Whew. He had no filter. No filter at all,
This
man.
motherfucker had no chill.
Because you know what? Like, she went to that table and made herself look really bad. So, at least he could do is make that situation look better. But so we are here tonight to let everybody know why we're here. We're here to talk shit about entanglement
That's a
and some
motherfucking fact.
relationships, not relationships, and the real truth behind polyamory, behind all the lies that people have made up
Cause
about
I
it.
got mad questions about it.
Yes, but first things first, how do you think relationships turn into entanglements if we're really breaking it down? How do relationships even turn into entanglements?
I think that relationships are entanglements now. I
Well,
think the new
yeah.
relationship is an entanglement. What's the man? Listen, I got my computer right here.
Mm-hmm.
Entanglement definition, real quick.
Oh, the Mario pieces are in here. The Mario pieces are in here. The
A
Mario pieces.
complicating or compromising relationship or situation.
Yeah.
It sounds like every single type of
Every
situation I've dealt
person's
with.
relationship, basically, because I was gonna have my hair set up, but I look weird. I think everyone's relationship nowadays have some form of entanglement because, like, one, majority of people are not even being upfront and honest anymore about themselves, let alone their relationship status. There's a lot of people who aren't upfront and honest, and even if they're in a situation where you know, it's a situation like Jada and Will Smith. Best example, because that's the current entanglement. She's
Yeah.
married. They separated. They still living in the same motherfucking huge ass house, though. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she's just having this dude in her house, sleeping over, fucking in her house, that she got with her husband and her kids.
I'm looking for
And,
my lighter because I need to light up for this one. No,
and
because
it's just,
she was friends. The dude
yeah,
is friends with her
he went
kids.
to, yeah, he is friends with her, and he went to her because he had a low period of time. And her ass turned around on the red table and said, even though she said, "Oh, he came to me when he was at a low period of time." So she literally took this boy, because compared to her age, he a boy, and literally was like, "Oh, you're hurting. It's okay. I'm gonna make you a sex slave." Basically, because that's what the whole entanglement song is about. How he may be a boy, but he was breaking in her back.
Yeah,
You
well,
you you
that's what
you
I'm saying.
know
Like, there's no way that they either had a relationship as a friendship or they had a relationship as an emotional relationship. And then once you're in emotionally entangled, like you're fucking going out. And that's
Yeah,
what
and he's written love songs about her, so clearly he fell harder than she did. At the end of the day, as being a mature woman, she shouldn't
yeah.
have led him on to where he's falling in love and then all of a sudden get back with your husband and then be like, "Oh, we this perfect, we this bomb ass relationship. We've been together for 25 years. Look at us." Oh, but then when your shit get blown up, want to be like, "What'd she say with Will Smith? Oh, we ride together, we die together. Bad marriages for life."
That's what yo,
Bad
that's what
marriages
I'm
for life. This is what you're trying to teach
saying.
the people in the world. This is why me being polyamorous is so hard because of people in these type of relationships. Because how do you take this experience and then switch the Bad Boys reference to fit your bad marriage?
That's what
Like,
I'm saying. Like it really doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm saying. Like nowadays, like that's why
I feel like they should just come out as poly. That's my opinion. Because at this point, with this whole entanglement, they might as well just say they have an open relationship. How many other stars have we not spoken about that have open relationships and have been successful and have not separated? Look at LeBron James. LeBron James, plain and simple, been with his wife since they were in high school. High school. You never hear LeBron James in the news? Do you hear of him in the news? No.
no.
Because him and his wife keep they shit to themselves.
Yeah, but this
They,
happened because somebody opens their mouth. That's what
yes.
happens.
And that's the problem. The problem is who you getting entangled with. That's the issue.
I guess we should just bring it back like to the main subject, which is if you're in an entanglement, like does that mean that you talk about it? Like I think that there should be
Yeah,
like a
like that's
code.
a thing. Like, okay, so what's the difference between an entanglement, a relationship, and then being polyamorous? So is entanglement another word for
Word.
someone saying that, "Oh, I'm cheating, but we took a break"? So is that entanglement the word for when someone goes, "We need a break"? So that period of time that you guys are in this break, that's what your entanglement is?
That's what I'm saying. Like
Like, that's a real question because, like,
if
anyone in
you're in
our
a relationship
comments,
and you
like,
take a
real shit,
break,
throw up something up in there in our comments because that's a real question. We are opening up for questions.
yeah.
what stage does it become an entanglement? Is it when someone says we're on a break? Is it when someone says, is it like when someone's husband's in the Navy and they go away and then they decide to like sleep? Like what defines an entanglement? Ooh, I just got wined. Okay, over here,
Nice.
there's this mom group thing where we wine people, and I just got
I
wined.
literally, I got a beer.
Ooh, I'm so excited. I just got wined. They dropped this off at my doorstep.
So
And
you got
now
like
I
a
got
whole
wine.
basket of shit.
And now I got
I'm
wine
over
and
here
snacks
with
and
a beer.
shit. So we are
Alright.
prepared to talk shit now. Oh, there he goes. I'm in a relationship, and if we're on a break, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. That is true. That is true. But then when you get back
Oh.
together, what happens then? More
It's
money,
called an
ashes.
entanglement because we're
It's called
entangled
an
in the sheet.
entangled. Oh, there you go. So that's what that is. Basically, that period of time when you on the break is apparently called an entanglement. Now, did she cross the line by having him come to her house?
He came to
I
her crib.
feel he came
He
to her
came to
crib.
her because he was friends with Jaden.
Yeah, but then they
So
were
he was
fucking in
already,
the
he
crib
like
though.
infiltrated from within. And that's usually what happens in
And that's
any type of
always what
entanglement. It's
happens.
usually somebody that you're not supposed to be fucking with.
Yup, always. It always happens in an entanglement. And that's the messed up part because you let someone in. Now, what's the difference between cheating and being polyamorous? Like,
That you get permission, right?
consensual. That is the freaking term. Being polyamorous,
I'm
everyone's
learning something
aware of
today.
it. You are open and honest, and you go, hey, to my husband, I'm going on a date tonight. What the fuck should I wear?
Yeah, but
Because real shit, like not a lot of people think like that, but why
how?
am I gonna, yes, permission. Thank you, Stephanie. We had someone, it's basically permission, but not permission because they don't own you. You own yourself. It is respect. It is respecting your partner by not going behind their back, being open, honest, and upfront.
Okay.
And that's how you avoid cheating. Now, question. What were you taught about relationships? Playing them.
Because, okay, Will Smith and Jada are in a poly whatever relationship, but then she still had to go on national television and
They've never
basically
admitted.
apologize for
They've
it.
never admitted they were in a
So,
poly relationship.
all right. So if you are in an understanding with your man that you're in a polyamorous relationship, I said it right?
Yes. Yes.
That means that you both have consented that both of you can
Mm-hmm.
go out and wander. So he could go get a girl.
Yes. Yes. And that's what you consent. And that's what you're saying I'm
And you're cool
okay
with it.
with.
Like there's no jealousy or
No, because
nothing.
it's not permission.
It just blows my mind.
You're not owned by your partner. And that's what a lot of people tend to forget. They think, oh, I've
I
gotten
agree
in
with
this
that.
relationship and I own this person. This person's mine. Mine, 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 mine. Yeah, he's
Okay.
still mine. He's still my baby daddy. He's still my husband. He's still stuck to me on paperwork. He's still mine, but he's his
Okay.
own person. I don't change what he's thinking or feeling or doing. If he sees a woman in the street and goes, oh, she's pretty, that's who he's attracted to. That's a natural reaction from our bodies. We say, oh, hey, this person's pretty. I can't stop him from doing that, but what I can do is say, hey, yes, jealousy is a human trait. We talk it out, and you if something does bother you, you communicate. And that is the biggest thing in being polyamorous is communication. Because that's where cheating makes it different. Because if you state your boundaries, they're not rules, they're your boundaries, what you don't want to do that won't make you comfortable. You set your boundaries. And if someone breaks your boundaries, that is like cheating because you already stated, hey, I'm comfortable if you date A, B, C, D. But if you guys go to the next step, like wanting to procreate, can I get a, hey, what's up first? That's not controlling him. I'm allowing him to have his own relationship. All I'm asking is, hey, if you are going to procreate with this person because you fell in love with them, can I just get a heads up so that I can be aware of what's happening in our situation? Because in my life, it's different. We have children. If you don't have children and you're in a polyamorous relationship, that's something you guys discuss. Hey, if you're going to be with your person, this is what happened. Most polyamorous relationships actually do produce children from it. It's crazy. But it's you know that saying that everyone says when we're Spanish, we hear it all the time. It takes a village to raise a child. You're literally making that village. Literally. If you go
Yeah.
about it the right way. But there's different forms of poly. There's not just polyamory, which means multiple loves with consent. Google it, guys. It literally says with consent.
All right, so let's get into it because there's polyamory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Polyamorous. No, wait.
Well, that's part of polyamory.
Polygamory.
Yep. And now there's two parts of polyamory. There's polygamy, which is just multiple wives, and then there's polyandry, which is multiple husbands, which the best reference to that is Cleopatra. And the place that is still to this day actively doing this as a lifestyle is sub-Sahara Africa. They are still, like, in their tribes, believe in multiple wives because they believe that it powers the tribe. So one wife gets the water, one wife does the laundry, one wife gets the food, while the husband makes sure he kills the food. You know, like, that's how they work all together. And then there is non-hierarchical polyamory, which is basically everybody is in the same level, which is the best polyamorous relationship to have. Because you
That
don't
would
ever
be
want,
like the only one that would work.
but there are people who do polyamorous relationships and they have a nesting partner, which is the person that they live with, and then they have sub partners, which are other partners. And that in itself is tricky because sometimes the sub partners could feel less than, I guess, or not equal to the nesting partner or the primary partner. So when you're in a non-hierarchical
So
polyamorous,
example, real
yeah.
quick.
So
The Playboy
everyone's
Mansion.
equal. Yeah, everyone's equal. Everyone's equal.
But
No
there's
one
always the
is,
wife.
nope, not in that type of relationship. In that one, everyone is equal. There is no husband and wife that's over couple. But in that type of system, you're only with who you're with. So that means you're not allowed to date other people. There are different types of polyamorous relationships. There's a V, there's a Q, there's a W, which all states how you are with your partner. A V, that means one partner down here has two separate partners and they're not together. A W is these two partners are together, but they have partners who aren't together. And then there's the quad, which everyone is together. So it's just all equal. Then you have obviously the triad, which, you know, all three are together. It's all the dynamic that you put it in. And it's all based on what works best for you and your group. So like I said, it takes a village to raise a child. If you did the most common, which is the sub-Saharan, they all produce children from the same man. They all have children from the same man. But he is responsible for all his wives. Do you know what that means? Like, that means he can't be like, I'm broke and I don't want to pay for your kid today. I'm going to pay for this bitch's kid,
It's like
not
the
your kid.
cultures that they marry multiple wives and they have multiple families, but the wives aren't together. It's like
Nope,
separate families,
they're separate families. They're just
separate
with him.
countries, etc.
Yep, they're all with him. It's like in the Muslim, they're just with
So,
the man.
so it's kind of safe to say that I feel as a non-polyamorous person that it would probably be best to transition to polyamorous relationships if
Well,
you're not going to be satisfied with one partner.
see, that's where it's a little tricky because, like, it's not that the one partner doesn't satisfy you, it's that you can give more. Like, I have more
So it's
love.
about love to give. It's about
Yeah, like I have more to give than just like I can give to him, my husband, and I can give I have more love to give around. So it was just more of a realization, like, you know, when you're with a woman, you're with that woman. And but when you're with
oh, yeah,
someone, the relationship doesn't really change. It's not like, it's not a difference that, okay, so let's say I'm with you and I'm with my husband. My relationship with you isn't any less than my relationship with him. My relationship with you is still important. My Jesus. Like, I would get phone calls right now when I'm live, only me, you know. But, it's all based on just the common respect. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, my earpod's not working. That's what happened. So it's just a common respect. So like I said, you've been with one person and you know one people relationships. And it's not hard to leave that thought. It's just more of what to think. So it's like
So I
when you're
want to
bisexual.
see, yeah. And in my experience,
Stephanie, some men have respect, honey. Some men, some. Some have respect, okay? Not all. I'm gonna make that clear.
I don't believe that. I'm not one of those women that believes like all men suck and all bitches
Nope, I
suck. Like,
don't.
I judge people based on how they treat me. I'm very good, like,
Yes.
that's how I
Yes.
judge people. And being monogamous to one person throughout the years, like, one person at a time, it's a job in its own, because sometimes it does feel like it's not enough, you
Yeah.
know?
And that's the
And
thing.
that's facts. And that's why I think I'm single to this day, because I don't think I found, like, I don't feel like I've had any real exes. I don't feel like I've had any real relationships. I feel like everything's always been about, like, trying to sneak shit around me and trying to get away with things and not being
Yeah.
completely truthful. And
Yeah.
those are the downfalls that
That's
monogamy
also
comes
dating
with, I
West New
feel
York
like.
boys. I'm just saying, I got pretty lucky because mine only stood home, but like that's kind of what happened to
Yeah,
West New
like,
York boys. But dating a man shouldn't feel like that. Dating a woman shouldn't feel like that. It shouldn't feel like a job. Even if you have multiple partners, it shouldn't feel like a job. It honestly should just flow naturally. Now, if you're feeling like you need to work to keep them or they need to work to keep you, like my biggest thing that I tell people is the best thing is to you need to make yourself happy first, because happiness putting it on other people is it's a fail, because no one is going to live up to your expectation of happiness, which is why loving multiple people, you're not expecting much than just love. All I expect is if I love you, you love me, we have this common respect to each other. Like I told you, being in a relationship with somebody doesn't actually mean sexually. You can be in a relationship with somebody mentally. Literally, if someone, the way me and you talk, the way we spark each other's mind, we bounce off ideas off each other. Someone who gets your mind, who gets in there, who turns you on with speaking, that's sapiosexual. That means you are literally turned on by the intelligence of this person.
that's what that
Literally,
is.
that is the intelligence of someone turns you on. You may not be physically freaking attracted to them because they could be not your type, but what's coming out of their mouth and how it's making you feel is what you are liking, what are you being attracted to. There are different forms, different levels of attraction. Why? That's
Hello? Yeah.
fucking, I keep getting a phone call and I don't know why, but if they don't stop calling me, I'm gonna like have a heart attack. But it's just there are different forms, and like polysexual is someone who just wants different types of sexual things. That also could be a beginning into kink. People who, which we will hit on another week with a guest speaker, which is BDSM, and people who are into
Yeah, I
kinks
want to
like
learn
that.
about that.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have our very good friend Daniel come up on here. He's been in the business for yeah, I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb. I am back. My phone on do not disturb. Okay. Thank you, Stephanie. But yes, we're gonna have Daniel come up on here in next week or two, and we're gonna have him speak about his information because he's been in that game for about 25 years. He knows, yes, BDSM meaning chains and whip, but there's a lot more into it. It's learning to trust your partner completely, learning to give yourself to somebody, which I don't know how to do. So I'm not going to sit here and talk about it like I know how to do, but what I do know is poly. So, but we are going to have someone who comes up here within the next few weeks to speak about that. But the biggest question that I think most people give me is, how do we deal with jealousy?
Oh my God, I was
Because
about to
that
ask
is
you
the
that.
number one question. That's
I
the
was about to
number
ask
one
you,
question. How do
how do you
we
not become jealous in an open relationship?
compersion? Compersion
What's
means
that?
living vicariously through the joy associated with your partner having a fun relationship, like having sex, being happy. Like, I cannot be jealous if I look at my partner smiling from a text on their phone. Why would I be jealous over that? Most people will. Most people will be like, who the fuck is making you smile? And why are you smiling at your phone? You know, like that's what we're raised to think. Like, who the fuck is making you smile? No. Why am I going to take away from your joy? Why am I going to take away from whatever's making you happy right now? That's really selfish of me to kill your happiness because I don't know who's making you smile. Like, no. How does that sound? And for some reason, we really have it stuck in our heads that this is normal. Like, it is normal to be mad at your man or your woman for smiling at their phone because someone else made them smile.
Yeah, like I totally understand where you're coming from because I've gotten into petty arguments like that, and then it
Yep.
makes me feel some type of way. Like, why
Because you
did
don't
I
even know
even?
what they smiling over. It could have been something. Oh, your nephew just walked, but you assuming it's a bitch. That's the issue. You have to
Hmm.
learn compersion. You have to sit there, see that smile on their face, and be happy for whatever reason that was that they smiled. Don't give a fuck what it was. Whatever reason they're smiling, I'm happy you're smiling. Because if you try, hey Manny, if you try to sit there and you get worked up over everything, you're gonna get lots of gray hairs, lots of wrinkles, and you're not happy. Are you happy when you're like worrying or who he texting, what he doing? Like,
Mm-mm.
no, you're not. But if you're
That
just
shit it
open and
just
honest,
brings that shit just brings like bad energy to the
it does.
situation, and it just makes you always feel like something is wrong, and
And
that's not even a good way
you
to
never feel
feel.
enough. You never feel enough. And that is
Yeah.
I had to learn that a really, really, really hard way. I had to like learn that I'm enough. Me, myself, I'm enough. Because it took time. Like getting sick, having cancer really put a lot into perspective for me because most people it takes life events, something serious to put shit in perspective for you. And for me, getting cancer made me realize like, oh no, I cannot literally hold on to every little thing because I can't. I'm gonna die. Like I could die. And when we got into this poly lifestyle, I was like, okay, all right. Like at first I wasn't comfortable with dating guys. I was like, all right, like it's just weird. Like I still feel like I'm cheating on you. And then we just got into this place of acceptance of I live with you. We got kids together. I'm gonna be a doctor, so I ain't signing that divorce paper. So let's figure this out, you know? And I myself was jealous at some point because he had a really interesting relationship with somebody, and she pulled up that she wanted to have kids, and I was like, but then I had to realize
Whoa,
that
Pump the
relationships
brakes.
grow. Yeah, that's why I was like, whoa, hold up. You slapped me in the face for a second. Wait, what? Hold up.
Yeah,
Like, there's already a cajillion kids up in this
that's the
house.
type of
Like,
shit that I
you
can't be
know.
dealing with that, yo.
And I had to think about it for a second. If this was a normal relationship and he wasn't with me, that would be the normal step that they would be going to. And I have to think about it like that. It still is a normal relationship. It still is going in the flow of whatever direction their relationship is going. That is not up to me. It didn't end up working out on their own, and I didn't have to worry about him popping out any more babies, but it's still his choice because I don't own him. He like, just because I have a paper that says I'm his wife
Hmm.
and I know his social security, I don't own him. Like, he's not a property. It's not
Yeah.
monopoly. I didn't just go land on him and bought him. No. So everybody's their own person, and you just gotta grow. And like I said, poly's not for everybody. I'm not saying like this is an answer because most people get into this lifestyle in the wrong way. They think threesomes are gonna fix everything. Poly is just one big fuck fest. Orgies everywhere. Red room. Freaking dildos. This, that.
But it's
None of
not.
that. None of that. It is more of keep to your side of the fucking bed or I'm gonna fuck you up. That's more poly than anything else. Don't grab the blanket. Stop your shit. You know? But people have like this really misconception that's just one huge fuck fest, and I've had more emotional relationships than I've had physical. What are some of the boundaries that you guys have in place? Well, for me, my
I can't see
boundaries,
the comments.
yeah, I think it's people commenting on my side. Some of the boundaries I have in place, more it's more of a communication. I want to be communicated on every step, just so that I'm comfortable. Like, not because I want to stop him from doing anything. I just like to be involved. This has something to do with my control issues, but I just like to be involved, like to feel like I'm included in shit. That is my biggest thing. Just communicate with me. Just let me know what your steps are, where you head in, what you doing, just
Hmm.
so that I'm aware, so I know what,
You're gonna do.
where my place is. And, I like to hear sex stories. I love hearing sex stories. It's not really a boundary. It's kind of like a, hey, I'm a weirdo, so you gonna tell me your sex stories because I said so. Okay. Yes, I don't want to be in the
Okay.
dark. I like to just be involved just because I'm just nosy. I'm just fucking nosy, and he's my best friend above it all. And I just want to motherfucking know because I just like, it's just like watching porn, except I know the people and I could possibly watch if I wanted to. You see, I'm the type of bitch, I'll be like, I'll send you a storyline, some costumes, I've got you.
So would you say that polygamous relationships are not what people think they are? They're more downplayed than they really are.
Yeah, like if you,
They're a little bit less crazy as people think it
yeah,
is what I
because
mean.
it's more of a sister wife type of thing. Like in gamery, not amory, with if you're doing with the G gamery, that is like I said, multiple spouses, multiple wives, or
Everybody's
multiple,
cool with it.
so but the wives don't actually do anything with each other. They're kind of just all married to the same person. And in a sense, it's kind of an unfair living. In my point of view, just my point of view, don't shoot me. My point of view is just an unfair for me because only the man is the one who has sex with everybody. Or in the polyandry, it's only the woman who has sex with all the men, but they're not allowed to be with anybody else.
Okay.
So it's more things that are in religion based things. Like I said, more common right now, it's in sub-Sahara Africa because there are tribes, the huts and stuff. So they will all be the four wives to that one husband per. Yeah, polygamous is where they're all under one roof and it's married to one spouse, and that's where you see those shows on TLC like the Sister Wives and stuff like that. That is
So they
polyamory.
just fuck with that one dude, all of
One
them.
guy. That's it. And they don't touch each other. They're just best friends. They like basically, hey, Eskimo sister.
I don't
I
think I
wouldn't
could
be
do
able to
any of
do
that.
that. I like one, like first of all, if that bitch is up in my house and she cute and I can't have sex with her, that's gonna be a fucking issue. Second, I just think that's really boring. Like, okay, so if I'm in the mood and she in the mood, but he only want to fuck her, I can't join too, like, cause she don't like. I just think that there needs to be more sharing. You know, sharing is caring. It could
I feel
be
like back in
fun.
the days, like at the beginning of history, there were more women than men, no?
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, if you really go back, if you talk about G
Some wild shit was going
yeah,
on back
it's
in the
if
days,
you even look
yeah?
now, if you break down the how many women there is per men, there are 5 women per each one man.
That's
Literally.
crazy.
And before that it was literally like almost 8 to 10 women per each one man. And you have to think about it, our bodies are made the way they are because of the fact that we are not meant to only reproduce or have one partner, which is why our vajays clean themselves. That's why you shouldn't douche or fuck with your pH balance
Preach.
because your body cleans yourself. Does not mean to go around and fuck every Tom, Dick, and Harry if you do not know if they're clean. I always say I walk around with my vag facts. I have my vag facts on my phone
Hmm.
where it says, hey, this is edible. Okay? So if you're not walking around with your dick facts or your vag facts, do not be trying to sleep around, first of all. Second of all,
Fair enough.
our bodies also, obviously men can have multiple babies all at once because all they do is, they can drop, drop, drop. But
Hmm.
women actually can become resistant to their men's sperm and actually no longer become pregnant by them because it's like when they become resistant to like antibiotics,
Hmm.
it doesn't work. It won't work for them anymore because their body's already used to it. So they see it and they're just like, oh, look, sperm, let's high five it. No one's having a
They're
baby.
like, they're not gonna have
They're
no
already
more
used to
baby
it.
with
No,
it.
they're just like, nah, we're tired of you.
Imagine.
No, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Just like people born with 2 uteruses. That'll be another day that we'll talk
Oh
about that one. We'll
yeah,
talk
I
about that
know
one
that's a
another
thing.
one. But like I just think that there's like a lot of different pros and cons to like looking at polyamorous lifestyles. Like I said, it is not for everybody, and I'm not here saying please be one of my partners. No. Um, I'm saying in general, there's for me, I think a personal pro that I look for is I think the 3 income household is like my ultimate dream. Like even if it's a 2 income household and like one stay home with the kids and me and her we working or me and him we working whatever the relationship is whoever it is, um, I feel like that works because it's like a whole tribe aspect. We're bringing in the money, we're taking care, someone's, doing the other things, the food, the this. It's kind of like that tribe aspect, which is really big for me because I believe that, like, it does take a village to raise your freaking kids. It takes a village to become who you are because even in school now, I need every single person in my village to help me.
Yeah.
And it just needs to be like the con of it, obviously, is, the moments you may feel jealous or the moments you may not feel enough because that is natural. That is normal. That is expected. But if you don't talk things out with your partners, you don't say, hey, I feel unwanted right now. I feel uncared about right now. I want some extra love because I am needy. Then literally you're not going to get that affection. Even in a plain monogamous relationship, if you don't say, hey, I need fucking affection. Hello. Chances are your partner's not gonna fucking notice. That's how people end up cheating to begin with, because they don't communicate
I just feel like people don't communicate in regular relationships. So how are they
at
gonna
all.
communicate in a
Because it takes
multiple
being,
people relationship?
because you can't get into one unless you're ready to be open and honest. It's just not
Yeah.
gonna work. It's
It's
not
not.
gonna work. You're
I
not gonna
can't
get
do that.
far because a person's gonna be like, "Hey, talk to me," and you're just gonna be like, "I'm shut down." Or you only
Yup.
like talking to one person, and your other partners are like, "Okay, so what? You only like fucking me or playing video games with me? Like, you don't want to talk to me?
Probably.
Like, like, hey, that doesn't really work out that way. At the end of the day, the biggest thing I can tell anybody, even thinking about the lifestyle, is open your minds. Open your minds and get out of the stereotype, because if you don't, you will just be stuck
Yeah, but
in this
being closed
little.
minded is whack. Like I'm already pretty open minded to pretty much
Exactly.
everything, but when it comes to that type of shit,
Yeah,
no.
no, it's just everyone's comfort level. That's why I said polyamorous is not for everybody. It takes a comfortability within yourself. You need to have this comfortability within yourself to be comfortable, secure, and know your place. Because if you try to get into this lifestyle and you aren't any of those things, it's not gonna go well. Because the first sign of you feeling like someone's shutting you down, like, oh, when your partner says, "Hey, I want to FaceTime," and you're like, "I'm busy doing something," you feel shut down. If you don't communicate that, then it's just going to get worse from that point on.
Yeah.
It's just the hardest thing for people is that they don't want to say something without trying to hurt somebody. And sometimes you need to say what hurts. Like you need to say the bad shit just so someone can hear it, so they can understand, hey, I need to change that. If
Yeah,
not,
but
then if I don't want to change it, then straight up say it. Be like, "Oh, you
it
want that change?
depends.
I'm not going to change that."
It depends because sometimes you say like you'll say something that you're feeling or whatever, and then it's like you don't get no response.
No response is your response. No response isn't your response. It takes someone 2.5 seconds, 2.5 seconds to give a reply. It could be either K, a no,
No, I'm talking face to face. Like sometimes you don't
2.5
even get
seconds, 2.5 seconds to go. No.
through text. That's a whole different story, but
Through face to face, if they are not responding to you, they got nothing to say. That is your answer. If I'm in a relationship with multiple partners and I cannot communicate with the partner, like I couldn't communicate with the partner, I had a partner that every time we would talk, we would fight every single time. We could not talk about anything because I automatically got defensive or she automatically got defensive, and we could not talk. We literally had to talk through people. Like I had to talk to her husband to talk to her for her to understand me. That's the reason why it didn't work. Literally, no response is a fucking response. I don't care what
yeah,
someone says. I don't want to talk right now. I don't want to fight. I don't want. Fucking say something. Say your ground. Say your piece. If not,
exactly.
then say
Like,
you're
see,
done. Like,
I
yo,
don't
oh,
got no respect for that type of shit. But that's like, you know,
real deal. Like, it's honestly, that is the worst thing, because if you're in front of somebody, and I hate it because I deal with that myself, and it's like, oh, I don't want to talk because I don't want to continue fighting. So then talk. If we get defensive, then walk away, but come back. The worst thing anyone does is that they don't address it. They just push it under the rug and just like.
yep,
And any relationship, this is entanglements, relationships, poly, if
it
you don't
applies.
communicate, it's gonna fail no matter what. And if you're in an entanglement, you're clearly not communicating with somebody. Someone is not being
I
communicated with.
don't know,
Because
man.
you wouldn't be in an entanglement if you were communicating with somebody.
Yep. So I don't do none of that.
Like I said, it's just being honest with you. And like someone said, facts. Face to face, they don't respond. That is as bad as it gets. Yeah, that is, because
Yeah.
it's
Like,
it's
yo,
hard.
like
You
so
can't force
like
someone to talk. Yep, you felt that in your heart. You can't force someone to
yo,
freaking
it's
talk.
just like it's like I don't have no words to explain like the low blow that you feel. Like you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like You don't got nothing to say for yourself, like nothing. Like, nah, I'm not with it. I ain't with it,
Exactly.
yo.
And then it makes you feel like where do they value your relationship?
Exactly, exactly. That
Where are
makes
you
me
valued?
feel.
Because if you're not worthy enough to get a response, then like where is the respect or the value for
That's
you?
what I'm saying. Like, if you don't even have the decency to respond to me when I am asking you about something, like, then like you're not even trying to be keep it
Yep, like
real.
someone commented over here, they said you feel so exposed and they just leave you hanging. Completely.
Yeah. Like,
Completely.
yo, honestly, example, like to add some context to the subject, like example, I was talking to some dude for a couple years, but we never really linked. It's like one of those situations that, you just speak to a person, but you don't really
Mm-hmm.
link up.
Yeah.
We finally linked up, and then in front of me, he's talking to another girl.
I've had that happen. I've had that
So,
happen.
and then I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, what's going on?
Girl,
Like, you
you were
date you
better than me because my ass chuck a phone in the face.
well,
My ass was like, bitch, I'm gonna mop the floor with you. But that was
well, I
before.
did I
But
did
that was
say,
before I had that sit down with me because I was accustomed to, I am taught to attack.
yeah, but me too. But I'm trying to turn over a new leaf now because attacking
Yes,
hasn't
yes.
worked for me for the
Oh,
past how
well,
many years.
knee brace.
Yeah, I have a whole knee brace right here going on. So, whatever. So I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, and I'm like, all right, let me not flip out. You feel me? Dude tells me, oh, I'm single.
Smart.
I could do whatever I want.
Okay.
Technically, he's right. He could do whatever. This is what
Mm,
I'm talking about. Like, now the relationship, there's no relationships because
it's
guys
just straight
and
entanglements.
women, everybody's just doing them. So he was like, I'm
And
single. I can do
that's
whatever I
a
want.
great topic to
Technically,
bring up.
technically he's single. That's true. But you're trying to see what's up with me, so you speaking to another woman in my presence is disrespectful in my eyes. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I fucking flipped out. I didn't
Someone
really flip
commented
out,
and
but I was like,
said,
yo, get the fuck out, and we ain't gonna talk no more. And literally, we have not spoken.
someone it goes, chased you down for years, but had other girls. Then when you asked about clarity, they had the nerve to shut it down. That's what they did.
And then
That's what they
my
did.
reaction was, because when I asked them, I was like, yo, what's up with you? Like, what's going on? Like, let me know. Like, this is your chance to let me know what's going on. Oh,
Be
I'm
upfront
single.
and
I could do
honest.
whatever I want. So, all right, you single. You could do whatever you want. All right, cool. So, I'm going to do whatever I want too then. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's a double standard. Like, it's not
Mm-hmm.
fair. Like, you get what I'm
Because
saying?
if that would have been you,
I'm just
and
asking what's up. And like a bitch, like I'm sorry, but like a punk does that, like, oh, just runs away, you know? Like
yep,
I'm being
if
a
that would have been
woman and I'm
you
like,
and
yo,
you were
what's up?
talking to a man, I bet you he would have been bent out of shape because
But I'm not like that though. That's the whole thing, that the type of woman I am, like if I'm
I saw
just
I saw
fucking
this
with one
meme.
person, you know? And I don't know. I don't know. I don't be having like multiple boyfriends at a time. I've never done that
Yep.
before, so
I saw this meme and it was like, oh, the girl asked him, she was like, since we talking, or like you're taken, right? And he was like, do they pay you at the interview?
what?
Like, the girl said, since we talking, are you mine? And he said, do they pay you when you do an interview? Because they talking.
That's
So
crazy.
basically, talking is the interview process of dating. And they don't hold the
That's true.
respect of, okay, so think about an interview processing of dating. Okay, if you're focused on one job and not multiple jobs to try to nail, wouldn't you be better off focusing on that job and nailing that job than to focus on multiple jobs?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, yeah, you're not getting paid for the interview. Yeah, you're not asking for a relationship. You're not getting a relationship when you're talking, but you're looking for a potential. I don't understand where people feel that you talk to somebody and it's not a potential to like actually date. Like, I don't know where people feel like they can fuck around in the talking stage, because that right there bothers me. Because, like, okay, if that's why I don't give it up in the talking stage. Aha! I've always been the bitch to
Yeah,
ask for
but
titles.
is there still a talking stage? Because I feel like
Now
people
that's the whole
do
thing.
them and then they talk. Like
Ah, see, I've been out of this game for so long that like
that's
I didn't
how it
even
is now.
realize that like people people fuck first and then they. Oh, wow, wow.
Yeah.
See,
And
yeah.
I'm
Listen,
honestly, I'm keeping it real. Everybody, people could be like, nah, nah, nah. That's the
no, and
facts of
that's the
the
honest. That is the
situation.
honest, and I'm glad you're being
That's
honest. But I'm just like,
honest.
I don't feel that
And
giving
that's
it up
why I don't be dating no more.
first.
Like that's why I'm single because I don't want to do that. And guys like they want to fuck you first and then they want to see if they want you to be their girl.
Yeah, no, no, no. It's not like
Like
okay. Listen,
what the fuck?
I listen to this podcast called Call Her Daddy. I'm not advertising them. Obviously, I wish they would sponsor me. Sponsor me. And the first thing they say is that, of course, a woman
Mhm.
is allowed to be in control of her sex life. It
Mhm.
is you are allowed to be in control. You're allowed to have sex if you feel like having sex. But the best thing to do is to fucking hold out. Like if you don't really see it being serious with this dude, fuck him. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for that dick. Okay, bye. Thank you for the vagina. Peace. Whatever. But if you are, yeah, like someone just commented, you can date multiple men. You don't need to fuck all of them. And that's where bitches get this shit
Yeah.
confused.
I
You
agree with
don't
that.
need to fuck everybody you're dating because, like,
No.
best didn't believe this. Like I said, I walk around my vag facts and this shit's edible and this is life. But I ain't giving this shit up to everybody. Not everybody's worthy
Yeah,
of
but that's how
this.
I feel too. Like I feel like
I
the
got
people that
minimal
I do
numbers for a
get with
reason.
is a person that I want to keep dating. So that's why I don't even date people because
Exactly.
people want to have sex first and then date. So it's like
And
I
yep.
usually just stick to the same people that I've been dealing with for X amount of years. You get me? I don't really go outside of that.
But then are
So
you getting past are you is it just being like a ring around of a circle? Because you said you're dating the same people you've dated. So is it like are you like redating them at different times in their lives? Or
I don't really date them though. It's just like,
because like
like people that are
oh
single
like
will
you mean
understand
like
what
you
I'm
mess with
saying.
them, like you
Like,
mess with them so you don't add numbers?
yeah, like you
Oh, okay,
exactly.
okay. I mean, I get that because I've definitely slept with people I didn't want a relationship
Especially
with, but I've already
nowadays,
slept with
like you
them.
just like you rather just stay where the fuck you've been at instead of like exploring new waters and like being like
Hold
all
up.
risky.
Wait. Kevin, if a guy talks to multiple females, he is not a dog if he is respectful and honest and upfront. Like, hey, I am talking to you, but at the same time, I'm also talking to other people. This is a job interview, tell bitches. You are not a dog if you fucking tell straight up bitches, hey, we are all interviewing for the same job, this dick. So just explain to bitches up front. But you're not a dog if you're upfront and honest. Like that's the issue. The issue is when we go and find out that you're speaking to multiple women and we're like, hey, you just
That's
asked me to
when we
suck
get
that dick
tight.
last night and you also asked this bitch to suck that dick last night. No, thank you, honey. Your dick is dirty. No.
That's when we get tight though.
And that's when we start getting the crazy come out because at the end of the day, you weren't upfront. Now, if this woman can't handle the fact that you're speaking to multiple women, then explain to her, I'm so sorry, but like I'm keeping my options open, and maybe
Yeah.
you're not in the place that I'm in. But you need to be upfront and honest, Kevin. You can't just be like, no, I am not talking to
Yeah, I'd
anybody else
rather
but
somebody just
you.
tell me what's
Don't tell
up.
me you're not talking to anybody else but me when you are talking to somebody else but me.
Yeah.
Just be like, yes,
Exactly.
this is an interview for this dick, and y'all are all interviewing. Straight up.
Yeah, but I get annoyed when I find out like it's somebody that I know. Like that's automatic disqualification. Like I'd be like,
Yes.
nah,
And that's
yo,
that's
I'm
the
out.
thing. Don't fuck with friends. Like, if you know I fuck with
That's
her,
a
don't go
no-no.
to her and be like, hey, I want to fuck with you when you were just up in my DM talking about you want to eat my asshole and shit. Nah, 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 nah.
It be like that.
No, it be like that. And that's the worst part. Yo, I've been hit up by men who have their bitches on their fucking Instagram. I'm not gonna front because obviously, you know, I don't know what their situation is, but then I go, hey, I see you have your wife or your girlfriend or such and such up. Is she aware that, you know, you're hitting up other people? I had this guy, won't say his name, he'll remain nameless, from West New York hit me up and say, oh, we have this unofficial agreement. She see other people and I see other people, but we don't talk about it.
Okay.
That's not an agreement.
We don't talk about it.
That's not real deal. If you don't talk about it, then you don't talk about what diseases you're bringing home. And real deal. Okay, the nurse comes out at me real quick, and I'm just
No.
like, how do you not discussing how many partners you have? That's not being open and honest, and that's creating drama. That creates drama when you're not upfront and honest, because then so and so messages you, are you gonna get mad if he says, hey, I've been balls deep in your wife, are you gonna get mad? And then he got mad at me when I asked him that question, because you're not open or honest. That's the truth, because everyone's quick to want to fuck somebody, but when you get down to the moral of it, you're just like, but hold up. Because if you're a bitch that don't open up your legs, they know. I know you. I know you. And the first thing I knew about you was you ain't a bitch to fuck with. That was the first thing I was told about you, Miss Stephanie. I can't call you your previous name as much as I want to. But I was told you were a bitch not to fuck with. First thing, I was terrified of you. I will not lie.
Now
But
why?
because you were scary. Oh my God.
No.
The first time I saw you, you rolling up and sitting like, you know, like you do, back comfortable and shit. But then I got to know you and I was like, yo, you have a fucking head on your shoulder. So to know that that nigga could think that he could talk to multiple bitches and like to talk to, they need to know who the fuck you is.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
is. And I'm so happy that you're finding you, because I went through that. Like I said, I went through that journey. I had to, someone says Steph's intimidating. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. But
I
she
don't
is a
try to be. I can't
boss
see those
ass
comments, but
bitch.
I don't try to be.
She's a boss ass
It just
bitch, though,
happened.
intimidating or not. And that was the one thing that I respected about you, that you always held your fucking ground and people respected you when you walked in. So that's why I was like, oh, you the bitch to come to. But at the end of the day, if you don't put your value up there and make your value known, ain't no one gonna value at
That's
that
what I don't
value.
know. I just was taught from a young age, like to always like hold down a room, like know how to speak, make your
All
presence
right, we got like a
known.
minute remaining, and we're gonna have to like jump back on this live because everyone's enjoying this.
You
And
feel
but
me?
it's real shit. It's just
Oh
it's
shit, we've been out here for an hour.
yeah, we have, but it's been real fun, and we've been having a great
Yeah,
fucking time, and I've been enjoying talking about this, and I feel like we got to speak a lot about, polyamory and the differences, and just like I said, it's respect and
yeah.
communication, and this is not the lifestyle for you if you cannot do that. Stay monogamous, but stop cheating. Because just because you're monogamous doesn't make you better if you're still cheating, you
That's
know?
true.
But at the end of the day, I feel like we've learned most relationships nowadays are all entanglements. We
That's how I feel.
no longer have relationships, old school relationships. And next week when we're up on here, we're going to be talking about BDSM with our good friend Daniel. And he's been in this business, like I said, been in that game for over 25 years. Very informative. We're going to learn so much, and we're going to have so many questions next week. And thank you guys for tuning in, because this has been freaking awesome, and I had a great time. I love you, Steph.
Me too. Thank
Bye,
you for having
everybody.
me.